Hello friends, this is Aladdin, and today we're diving deep into one of the most shocking and mysterious events in American history. It's a story that shocked the world, a tragedy that involved an entire community, and the lessons it teaches are still relevant today. So sit back and listen carefully as we go through every detail, understand why it happened, and see what the investigators concluded. The story takes place in a remote area of the United States, where a group of people gathered under the guidance of a charismatic leader. This leader promised a perfect life, a safe haven away from what he called a corrupt and dangerous world. For the members, life seemed peaceful at first. They lived together, shared meals, and participated in community activities. Outsiders often described the town as calm and friendly, but the reality inside was different. Tension slowly grew as the leader started making stricter rules, demanding loyalty and total obedience. Why did this happen? Psychologists and investigators believe that isolation, manipulation, and fear played a major role. The leader was highly persuasive, using a combination of ideology, religion, and social pressure to control the group. Members began to rely on him for every decision, from daily routines to life-changing choices. Many people believed blindly, thinking that following the leader was the only way to find safety or salvation. Some were even cut off from families or outside communication, making them more dependent on the group. Can you imagine being in a place where your only guidance comes from one person? How would you feel? This brings us to our first question for you. Would you be able to question authority in such a situation, or would you follow along? As time went on, small disagreements within the group were punished, and fear became a tool to enforce obedience. Some members tried to leave, but they were convinced to stay, and some were even threatened indirectly. Investigators later found that the psychological pressure and isolation were intense, leaving people feeling trapped. The second question for you is, why do you think intelligent and educated people sometimes follow extreme leaders without questioning them? Share your thoughts below. It's a question worth thinking about. The tragic event unfolded when the leader convinced everyone that a final action was necessary to achieve their vision of peace and freedom. What happened next shocked the world. The investigators who arrived later described the scene as planned and systematic. There were signs that the group had rehearsed the event, and many members truly believed they had no other choice. Forensic experts and law enforcement concluded that this was not a spontaneous act, but the result of careful planning and extreme psychological manipulation. The third question for you is, how do you think such planning affects the decisions of people under pressure? Beyond the immediate tragedy, the investigation revealed deeper reasons behind the catastrophe. Experts pointed to social isolation, manipulation of beliefs, and the human need for belonging as major factors. The leader exploited these vulnerabilities, and many members were convinced that leaving was impossible, dangerous, or morally wrong. Investigators emphasized that education, communication with the outside world, and critical thinking could have helped prevent the disaster. The fourth question for you is, what steps can communities take today to prevent such tragedies? Let us know your opinion in the comments. It can spark an important discussion. Now, before we continue, I want to remind you that if you find these stories intriguing and if you believe awareness is important, please give this video a like. Your support encourages us to continue sharing real stories in a respectful and informative way. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our detailed stories from around the world. In conclusion, this story is not just about tragedy, it's a lesson in psychology, human behavior, and the power of influence. Investigators highlighted that social pressure, isolation, and blind loyalty contributed heavily to the outcome. But there's hope. By understanding these events, raising awareness, and supporting each other, we can prevent similar tragedies in the future. Remember, your opinion matters. Comment below what you think is the most important lesson from this story. Together, we can honor the memory of those affected by learning, reflecting, and staying informed. Thank you for watching, and remember, support, awareness, and critical thinking are key.